Hey everyone, so I just heard the news about Hank Aaron, so I wanted to jump on here and pay my respects. I also wanted to give my opinions and my thoughts and how he inspired me and my family. So before we get started, I would love to hear your stories about him. If you've watched him play, I would love to hear your thoughts by commenting below, okay? So with that being said, let's jump into it. So he was born in Alabama in 1934 from a very poor family. In fact, what I read was that his family was so poor that they couldn't afford baseball equipment, so he honed in his craft by swinging with sticks and bottle caps, and just hearing that was super inspiring. To me, I know that was true. It's not like a fake story. Sometimes you hear stories of people making stuff up, but I know it's true because, you know, anybody that got to his level had to go above and beyond, and that shows from a very young age that he was someone that he loved the game so much that he was going to do whatever it took to, you know, get better at it and play. You know, connecting myself to that story where I didn't grow up in an affluent family, I connected with it because, you know, I loved the game. It was my way to escape, and I think that was the same for him. So when I read that, I was just like super inspired, and I felt really connected to him. And he started his career in the Negro Leagues in 1951, and then reached up his way to the MLB and played 23 years at the MLB level, which is phenomenal. I mean, it's exceptional. And you know, they always said when I got drafted, they said, oh, it's easy to get to the MLB, even though it's not, but it's easier to get to the MLB than it is to stay in the MLB. And now that I look back, I'm like, yes, it really is. So that should tell you a lot about him seeing that he played for 23 years at the major league level. In his fourth season, he hit 44 home runs, drove in 132, and won the MVP award. And on April 8th, 1974, Hammerin Hank, that's what they started calling him because, you know, he was a machine at that time. He passed Babe Ruth's longtime home run record of 714 home runs. Can you imagine? 714 home runs. And the game is evolving every year. People are getting better and better, and he got to that point. It's really crazy, and that shows you how good he was as a player. He is MLB's RBI leader, so, you know, I guess if you're hitting 714 homers, you're driving guys in. But yeah, he's really driving guys in. And he also was a total base leader with 6,856. So what that shows to me is that he's getting his extra base hits, but he's also hitting for a high average, which he did as far as his career. So he drove guys in, hit for a high average, and then also had a high slugging percentage. So he was basically the purest, one of the purest hitters of all time. And he finished his career with 755 career home runs, and he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1982. So a few more highlights and awards that he won. He was a 20-time All-Star, which is probably unheard of. No one's probably going to do that. Mike Trout might possibly be that. He might do that. 20 years of being an All-Star. World Series champion. He also was an NL MVP. He was a 3-time Gold Glove Award winner, 2-time NL batting champion, 4-time NL batting champion as well, 4-time home run leader champion, 4-time RBI leader. Atlanta Braves retired his number, and the Milwaukee Brewers also retired his number. He's in the Braves Hall of Fame. He holds the career, as I said earlier, and runs batted in, and also total bases and career extra base hits. On the field, you guys already know he was a legend, and off the field, he was also a leader as well, helping definitely the black community. You know, being that he was in Atlanta and he got to connect with a lot of leaders in the civil rights movement, he, you know, thought it was his duty to help players that were like him, that were coming up. For me, I wouldn't be here today for guys like him who led the right way, didn't try to create problems, but went out in the field and did what they needed to do, and then off the field they stood for something, but they didn't do it in a way that polarized people, but they did it the right way. And that's what I truly respect from him. And I've heard so many stories of how he's trying to help the community by encouraging young players to play, especially African-American players. To me, he embodied what a player should be. A player that, you know, loved the game so much they would do whatever it took to play it and get better at it. And then on the other side, off the field, led by believing in something and trying to help the people who are behind. And I think that's like super empowering and super inspiring as well. That's why I'm drawn to Hank Aaron. As a kid, my dad used to tell me stories. It was all just positive stuff, and there's never anything that was bad. And my dad always told me, he's someone you want to model. And people are just going to remember him as the baseball player. But that's why I want to make this video and say he was more than that. And I'm sad at the same time that, you know, he left us, but he would never be forgotten. He's going to live on forever. People are going to talk about him. And I just want to say thank you for everything, Hank Aaron. Rest in peace. I hope that one day I can be on a scale like yours where I'm able to be great at my craft, but at the same time help individuals and lead the right way. So thank you so much for paving the way. Thank you for all the experiences you gave to people. Thank you for taking all the hits and the blows for people like me. I know, during that time where you were going to surpass Babe Ruth, that could be a very trying and difficult time. And I heard you got death threats, and there's so much stuff that came with it, but you didn't let it show, and you didn't let that affect you in doing what you do best. And so I just want to thank you for everything you've done. It's helped players like me and help players that are going to come behind me. We're going to do right. We're going to keep moving forward, and we're going to finish what you started. Rest in peace. Guys, I want to thank you for watching so far. That was just me talking to Hank Aaron and giving my opinions about it, and I want to know what your opinions are. If you have any stories, I unfortunately never got to meet him, but I've heard stories, good stories about him, never bad. If you have any stories, anything you want to comment, definitely comment below. Thank you guys. Subscribe to the channel if you like this, and hit that like button. It'll help me, get to more people and share this as well. So thank you guys. I'm out.